Hey everyone, how's it going? So in this video I'm going to show you some very nifty tricks for speeding up all the boss fights in Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. The main trick that's used needs a bit of explaining. Unfortunately it doesn't work for the Apocalypse boss, but I will show you how to do that fight as quickly as possible at the end of the video. This one trick, I know it sounds like a scam, but this one trick really helps speed up those fights. When you're fighting, the third hit of a combo actually does double damage. And normally when you're doing the boss fights, you'll hit them once, and then they'll go on a loop or something, you can't hit them again. So if you do 2 swings without hitting them, and then hit them on the 3rd swing, you actually do double damage. So all 3 of those bosses are basically halved. And there are some other helpful kind of tips that I might be able to give you for the specific fights, but I will get into those while we're doing the fights. First up, we've got the Gabi Queen fight, so I'll explain to you a little about how it's going to work. The fighting sort of loop goes like this. You get hit by the blue ball that the Gabi Queen sends at you, you turn into a frog, go and release the spike spiders, and then wait for the spike spiders to latch onto the Gabi Queen, and that is when you'll do your 3-hit combo, only landing the 3rd and final hit to do double damage. If the Gabi Queen starts spinning, you want to, essentially, if you've got enough health, run into the Gabi Queen in order to stop her doing the spinning attack sooner, so that there's more time for the spike spiders to latch on, and more chance she will move on to a different move, like sending the blue balls at you if you need it. A big thing you've got to watch out for is after you've done a few hits, she will release the demons at either side of the arena. Now, the spike spiders will rather target the demons than the Gabi Queen, so you need to dispatch of the demons if they get released very quickly. The heads that the demons send will also destroy the spike spiders in one hit, so it's probably best to either block them or just run in the way of the heads if they're about to hit a spike spider. So as we enter the fight, you'll notice I immediately run backwards, and this is to prompt the Gabi Queen to shoot the blue balls at us, so that we can jump onto the platform and release the spike spiders. We then just want to drop down and wait, run around a bit, and wait for the spike spiders to latch on, like this. We can then do our 3-hit combo, making sure we miss the first 2 hits and only land the 3rd hit. We can then run into her as she's doing the spinning move, to stop her doing the spinning move, and this allows the 2nd spike spider to latch on. She immediately sends the blue balls again, which is very lucky. So we release the spike spiders, and we've now got 2 more attempts. We only need to land 1 more double hit. So we run into her once again, stop the spinning move, and just pray that a spike spider latches on like this. Do our 3-hit combo again, and that is the fight over and done with in an astonishing amount of time. Next up, we've got the Pharaoh Spider. Now the trick with the Pharaoh Spider is to get him to slam the floor to release stones from the ceiling. Once you've thrown these stones at him, you just need to throw 1 at him and it will disable him, and that's when you can do your 3-hit combo. Each time he slams the floor, 2 stones will drop, so that gives you a chance of doing 4 damage in 1 slam of the floor. Now if you run past him at the start, he will immediately slam the floor, giving you the chance to hit him with 2 stones, doing 4 damage. Then you just run away and wait until he slams the floor again, and you just need to hit him with 1 stone and do 1 hit and the fight is over. One of his attacks he will most likely do is swinging his arms about and chasing you. Now you can, if you've got enough health, just run into this. Like the Gabi Queen, this will interrupt the attack and he will just move on to the next attack or slamming the floor, hopefully. Right, so let's get in here. So as I said, the first thing you want to do is run to the right side of the Pharaoh, missing this grab attack, and run to the center of the room. Now, this is so you've got enough distance to find the stones before he catches up to you. As he gets close, throw the stones and face away from him while you do 2 hits, and then face towards him on the final 3rd hit. Now, you see this twice here, and that's already 4 out of 5 damage that we've done. Now, this is where he starts swinging his arms, and we can just immediately get hit. And he'll roar, walk about a bit, and then slam the floor again. So we want to get a fair distance away. Probably could have been a little further away here, as the stones land fairly close, but we can just go around him slightly, pick up a stone, and if we're quick, we can hit him with it. And that is the fight over and done with already. It's super quick. If you just follow these tips and tricks, it will immensely speed up the fight for you. Next up, we've got the set fight. Now, this fight, you've got to be very careful about the timing of your attacks, because if Set's hands are open as you start attacking, by the time you get to doing the third hit, he will have closed his hands and you won't be able to reach him. So you've actually got to start your combo when his hands are closed, and you've got to be fairly close to him when you do, but not too close that you will hit him with one of your other swings rather than your final swing. So let's get right into it, and I'll try and explain as it goes along. So at the start of the fight, Set will always do the move where he shoots fire from his hands. Now, a quick way to avoid this, just run into the lava. You will actually take less damage if you just run straight forwards, and it will avoid the flames. Now, the positional aspect of this fight is you always want to have one of these robots on your right side. It needs to start on your right. And this means when you jump round these pillars to where Set is, the next robot won't be right in front of Set. So it does give you a little time to get that combo in, because the robots will be the bane of your life in this fight. So again, you see the robot on our right started just to our right. We're staying within this segment. So when Set finishes this phase, as long as we're within this segment and we go around, the next robot won't be right in front of him. So we'll have a better chance at getting the hit in without being tackled by the robot. So as these pillars come back up, as these barriers come back up, we'll jump around them again. We want to make sure, well, we can just run through the barriers if you want, if you've got enough health, but it's usually fine to just go past them or jump over them. As you see, we missed the first hit there, but that's fine. You've got a few attempts, just don't wait too long before the robot catches up to you. If the robot does catch up to you, just do a loop, quick loop, and come back round and try again. Remember, start your combo when Set's hands are closed. So this is the final hit here. Started that one a bit late. The robot comes, we just do a loop, come back round, start the combo again, and that's it. That's the fight over. And finally, we come to the Apocalypse fight. Now, this fight, you don't physically attack the boss, so the trick of doing double damage doesn't work. However, you only need to get 3 hits in using the crystal in the center. This basically means you can do it in an optimized way to get it as fast as possible. Now, you'll see a little trick I do is, as we run over the bridge to get to the fight, if you jump to the left, you can actually skip out the second bridge. It's not a deal breaker. You're not actually fighting the boss at that point. It's just a quicker way of getting to the boss. When you start the fight, you want to run to a pillar immediately to start a cutscene. You want to remove all of the pillars first to access the crystals that you need to hit inside. And once all of them have been removed, you can go around in a circle and just hit them as fast as you can. If he starts trying to blow you off, just stand still and run towards him. That's all you need to do. You don't need to try and get to the next one, because you will just get knocked off. So you can see here, we run to the left slightly, do a double jump and a slam, and we actually land on the platform, which triggers a cutscene. We then run to a pillar, which triggers the next cutscene, and it's instantly revealed. So we run to the next pillar round. He will usually do a wind attack straight off. So you just stand by the pillar, run towards him, you'll be fine. Now, he will then chuck some bombs at the pillars. As soon as he throws the first one, you can move on, because you know that bomb will hit the pillar. Then you stand by the next one, and that will most likely be hit as well. So with those 3 revealed, you can run to the final pillar and he'll do the wind attack again. Now all you have to do here, same thing as last time, wait until he throws the first bomb and move on. But before you move on, you've got to actually hit the crystal first. Don't forget, when he reveals the crystal, hit it straight off and then move to the next one. When you're hitting the crystals, you want to hit them from in front so that your sword bounces off them. Now, this actually saves some time, because it shortens your swing time, so it means you can get running faster. It's only a small difference, but it does help. So, as you can see here, we've hit all 4 and done the first hit of damage. As soon as the beams all disappear, you can hit the next one and just go around in a circle again. If you can, you don't have to run straight towards him when he's blowing. You can run slightly towards the next gem you're going to hit. But just make sure you don't get blown off or fall down a crack in the floor, because that will waste a lot of time. So as you see, we've got the next hit in. The final hit is usually the easiest, as long as he's just done this bomb move. There are, unfortunately, lots of bombs in the way of this next crystal, but just jump over them, that's fine. So he'll just be flying around, not really doing any attacks, and you can get the final hit in. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you did find it helpful or want to see other content in the future, more how-to videos, please leave a comment below on what you think. These tips and tricks should really speed up your boss fights. It doesn't, you still gotta have fun. Make sure you have fun. It's not all about doing it quickly, but if you are into speedrunning, these could really help you. Or if you're just struggling on the boss in general, these tips could make the difference. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.